Welcome to Cash Talk, the podcast where we delve into the depths of finance, business, and life itself. I'm your host, John Cachia, a multi-award-winning wealth advisor with a passion for empowering ambitious Australians to confidently achieve financial freedom. Hey everyone, before we get started, this is a quick reminder that everything in this podcast is of a general nature and nothing has been tailored to your personal circumstances. So please seek personal financial advice before acting on this information. Welcome back to Cash Talk, and today I'm joined by Mason. Mason, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, really, really good.
Oh, awesome. What's going on in Mason's life at the moment, mate?
Lots is going on at the moment. A lot of training going on for Hyrox up in Sydney in a couple of months' time. So a lot of that is going on in the background, but work as well. Like end of financial year coming up, so a lot of exciting things for clients and just making sure we're getting all our super contributions done, crossing our I's, dotting our T's, all the other way around, so to speak.
hopefully making sure everything's on point.
Exactly.
But yeah, tell me about Hyrox. So you're looking to push some PBs. What's going on there? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm really trying to break the sub 110. That's what I'm really trying to do this time.
And what'd you do last time, just as a perspective?
I was at 119.
Okay.
So it's a big jump.
Okay.
But my running pace has really improved. I really focused on the running this time.
Yeah.
And I'm really hopeful.
So I haven't been to Hyrox, and for most, I must be living under a rock because it sounds like it's pretty. But just speak to me, Mason. Is it like there's running, there's lifting? Like, is it one of the, like, how does it work?
It's very like CrossFit, but not. A lot of running. So there's 8 running stations where you run a kilometre each time. So about 8 Ks in running in total, and then 8 different exercises. So there's a sled push, a sled pull, a row, a ski, lunges, burpees, whole bunch of different things. So I test a lot of different disciplines. So to be good at it, you need to train a lot of different areas. It's quite challenging.
And so when you're talking about in perspective to say like a 119 or a 110, what are like the elite doing, like the top fives?
Top 5 people, you can get close to 50 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the elite of the elite. But most people consider a sub 1 hour as being, oh, wow, you are very, 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 very fit.
Yeah, well, you are very, very, very fit at 119. I'll be doing about 10 minutes, I reckon, if I even make it. But not about Hyrox today. Today we want to talk about what is financial freedom and how to get there. And it's interesting because financial freedom means different things to different people. And I'd love to know, Mason, like, what does financial freedom mean to you?
It's a really deep question. And I think what makes our job so exciting is it is different for everyone and every couple and every family. For me, financial freedom is being able to wake up when I want to wake up, do what I want to do, and then start my day. And it sounds very simple, but for me, that's what it is. Like, you can ease into that, have the morning coffee, don't have to rush it. You're not in a rush. For me, that's financial freedom. It's not necessarily not working. I can't see myself ever not working. And I don't see that as being financially free. Just, I'm not working anymore, I'm financially free. For me, that's not the case. It's me more being able to put my finance to work so that I can have the mornings that I'm after and the days that I'm after, not necessarily not working anymore.
So it's interesting because he talked about everyone's being different. See, mine's slightly different. See, for me, I call that financial security for me. I'm secure. I can wake up. I don't need to rush. I got the peace of mind. Like, financial freedom for me is a bit more defined. Like, as in regards to like there's financial triggers that then create. So like for me, financial freedom is the point in which I'm debt free on the house I live in. And I have passive income that exceeds my lifestyle requirements of that stage before I get to abundance. Like, it's defined for me. Doesn't mean, and there's a risk with mine. Because risk with mine is that you're chasing so much to get to this financial freedom that you don't enjoy the journey. I think yours is a little bit more like every day, every moment, which is beautiful, by the way. Yeah. But it's interesting. Do you have like in my version of where I'm at, what would you call that, if that makes sense?
I think that's financial freedom as well. Like, because I think in my vision of financial freedom, I try to remove the numbers from it completely. But I think to get to that point, I would be debt free, and I may have passive income that exceeds my lifestyle requirements. However, intentionally, I try to remove those things from the definition because I don't want to wait
Yeah.
until that time where to feel free.
Yeah, I think it's that feeling that can be like confusing for people. It's around like, hey, is John chasing that, therefore he doesn't feel free? No, not necessarily. Like, I think there's this whole choice for me to work or not work. You know, I remember one of our first goals was to ensure that my wife didn't need to return back to work while our kids were young. Like, that was a point of partial freedom, one of us. Then getting to the position where me and my wife are at, where we're both free and we're choosing to work or not work, that is an amazing feeling. But I've had to kind of be aware that financial freedom can then get pushed like to another level. And so, you know, I remember the point in which financially, mathematically, I was actually working with Anthony at the time, and he's like, John, you've hit your numbers, like you're financially free. And yeah, it feels great. Like, yeah, woo, yeah, da 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 da. But it's around what's next. Yeah, and what's next? Because of my mindset, because of who I am and how I want to grow. But I kind of need to step back, enjoy the moment, enjoy it. It's a huge milestone. But around then, okay, cool. Am I just chasing numbers, or am I chasing what Mason was talking about? Remove the numbers away, and what am I actually chasing? And so I do say that anything beyond that is abundance. It's more than what you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably to take a leaf out of your book in regards to financial freedom is sometimes just the freedom in the smaller things. But financial freedom can also be something that's even grander. I think there's probably a moment that you need to recognize that you're probably chasing both.
Yes.
That is probably a little bit confusing to people. What do you reckon?
100%. And we have the FIRE movement, the financial independence, retire early movement. But what I'm actually seeing in social media and talking to clients is people actually moving away from that. Because I think that whole notion is, I don't want to work because I don't like my job but people get there because people have been doing it for a little while, and they get to that point. It's like, as you said, what's next now? What do I do now? And it's like, it's a long time. Like, if you retire in your 30s or 40s, what are you going to do with yourself? Like, there's only so much golf you can play.
Yeah, and also, Mason, if you want to push that to the extreme, that's cool. Yeah, don't go out, don't do anything, stay home, save all your money, don't live life. Then when you've made all your money, then ship off, go to Cambodia and live over there, and you'll live like an absolute king. Cool. So you sacrificed all your time with the people you love, doing the things you love doing. You've had to escape to another country. Is that freedom? I don't think that's freedom to me. Like, that sounds horrible. Like, going back to what you said in regards to your definition, that doesn't sound like freedom to me. So I think people were, and still are, some of them are pushing them to the extreme in regards to trying to get the financial numbers to really mask a deeper issue. You know, a deeper issue. And I don't think a lot of people work a lot on, we see it because a lot of people go, I've never been asked these questions before in regards to, like, you know, what do you actually want? Just starting with there, like, what do you want? And, you know, I was working with a couple of months ago with JK, and they didn't go ahead with us, to be honest with you, because one of the questions was like, what do you want? You know, what do you want to do with this all? You know, they had paid off properties, millions in investments, and they weren't willing to go deeper in regards to what they want. What's your thoughts on those type of people, Mason, or when you're thinking around, like, just waking up and earning more money?
It's very interesting. It reminds me of one of my older clients who's no longer a client either. And one of my favorite questions that I ask my clients is, if we're meeting 12 months from now, what would need to have happened over the last 12 months for it to be a successful year for you? And he said, I want more money in my bank account. I was like, okay. And then what would that do for you to have more money in your bank account? It gave me a sense of achievement. And linking achievement to a number is so dangerous because we know numbers are infinite. So when does it end? That's the challenge. I'm all about making more money to live the life you want to live. I'm all about it. That's what we do for a living. But if that's the goal, you're never going to reach that goal. And you're constantly in the pursuit.
And to back that story up a little bit more, I think I know who you're talking about. Did you see breadcrumbs of that along the relationship? Was there breadcrumbs in regards to, hey, like what I mean by that is usually there will be like a pattern that's happening. Yeah. Oh, I want more money. I want more returns. Do you see those breadcrumbs forming?
It does show very, very early in the piece and what their motivators are. And we work with people along the way and a lot of time we're working with couples. And it's funny because there's one person, a couple may be like that, whereas another person is very much, oh no, I want to go on the holidays and I want to do this and spend more time with the kids, and there's a disconnect. And part of our job is to try to get alignment. And
sometimes it works. Sometimes people don't want to buy in. Sometimes, and this is it's rare like that we have this, but we also need to be understanding that we have our name on our clients' financial futures. Like Mason is signing off to that client's plans that's in their best interest. And if they're not willing to listen, if they're not willing to act on what we're saying we're going to do, sometimes we need to have hard conversations. And the hard conversations is we don't want our name on you not listening to the plan. And I was listening to an architect, and we have so much connection to architects. And, let's say you go build a house that's been architecturally designed, and the house has all the color palettes, it's got everything, like it's fully designed by the architect. And for all intents and purposes, you're living in the architect's design. That's what you're doing. If you go and you want to change the windows, let's say he's designed round windows, and you want to take those round windows off and you then want to put square windows in later on, 3-4 years down the track. In most people's architectural contracts, they will have that you need to contact the architect, get approval for you to make those changes. Now, for a lot of people, that's like ludicrous. It's my house, it's whatever. Yeah, but hang on a second here. You're living in Rob Mills' house. That's Rob Mills. People know that's a Rob Mills architectural house. If you now change the circle design to a square design, well, that's no longer a Robert Mills house, is it? Same with you, Mason. If you're doing a plan for a client and you're telling them to do all of this, and they're saying they go down the track and they take out those investments and they plonk new ones in, well, is it your plan?
No, absolutely not.
So this is why sometimes we need to have also pushback in regards to, hey, hang on a second here. We've done what's in your best interest. You need to listen, because we don't want our clients not to get the results. We've done the logical way. We've done what's in their best interest to get to them towards their goals. But sometimes there's not buy-in. And Mason and me over the years have had to make tough decisions. But taking a step back, we're so focused, Mason, on freedom being more than numbers, more than the zeros, more than your comparison in regards to where you are on the social status. Why is that, Mason?
I think we need to get out of comparison, because if we're going on comparison, we're living someone else's financial freedom and financial dreams. And we're so disconnected from what we want. So if we tie our numbers to our own goals, we know we're going to live a life that we want to actually live. So for instance, John, I know you love going overseas every year. I like travel, but not as much as you.
Yeah.
So if I was given your plan, I'm basically going to go overseas every year for a month, 2 months. I actually wouldn't like that. I'm very routine-y.
Fair. My brother is the same. My brother's like, I don't know how you go overseas, and especially with your kids. I don't like that. Sounds chaotic to me. I'm just happy living on my farm.
Yeah,
totally.
So for me, it's about getting out of comparison, because I think you would get easily caught up in that. It's, John's going on holidays every year. I'm going to do the same. John looks happy, therefore I'll be happy. No. What makes you happy? What lights you up? and align your money to that purpose.
And actually, when you were saying that, Mason, it's like just socially, it's like so much the same. Like even like schools and soccer clubs, I see it like as in just like everything that's in people's lives. It's just like Betty's doing it, so I better do it. Bob's doing it, I better do it. Like, you know, what are we setting up for ourselves? You know, what are we setting up for ourselves? And I think there's this sense of like, for me anyway, Mason, I think a lot of the stuff kind of really came really good for my family. Once again, doesn't mean it's right for your family. When we started being grateful in prayer, like through prayer, like as in, I think that my faith has really defined me because I like look at it and I'm like, what brings true happiness to my family? You know, when we pray every night, we do kind of like with the Our Father, we do the Hail Mary, then we do the Glory Be, and then we go through this kind of like gratefulness, thankfulness conversation. And it's taken me time. We do it every night. My boys participate in it. And we start off with, and like, for example, thank you for the air we breathe. Yeah, thanks for what we drink. Thanks for what we eat. Thanks for the prosperous life we have. Thanks for all of your challenges and thanks for all of your blessings. Like, you know, people will say that's a form of meditation. It is. Prayer is like, it is a form of meditation, but I'm not thanking directly the change in my bank account. You know, the most simplest things like the air we breathe, you know, the sunshine and beautiful day. I say, you know, most importantly, the love we share with one another and the love we share with you. And so I think that has really removed the distractions, Mason. You know, what's freedom look like? What do I need to do? What Bob and Betty are doing? Hey, what are you really thankful for? How amazing is that? But hey, I'm also wanting to pray for showing me the pathway to me being a better version of myself. Guide my kids to help be a better version of themselves. What does that mean? Some of the proudest things being a father has been the way my sons have started to carry themselves. The comments around like, geez, you know, your son just, I can't believe he came up to me, shook my hand. Like those small 1%ers, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So when we go and we just zoom out just a little bit now, I think that for me anyway, I acknowledge that prayer and my faith have helped shape not only freedom and fulfillment, but has also pushed away the envy, the comparison curse, hey, he's got this, why didn't I get this? Now, we're all susceptible to it. It's not like I am perfect and, you know, I'm sinless. No, I'm not. And if anyone says they are, they're talking rubbish. But reality is I'm acknowledging the awareness of it. So therefore, through my meditation prayer that I do every night, I'm going, hey, no. Very grateful for what you have. Bob's got what he's got. Bless him for what he has. But what I have my blessings as well. And you've probably seen that, Mason, because, you know, we've known each other for 5 or 6 years. Have you seen that change in me?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think particularly the last maybe 18 months.
Yeah.
There's been a massive shift in how you carry yourself and how you operate. Much more calm. There's much more calmness around you. I think it probably comes back to being more present. And if you are grateful for the air you breathe and things you drink, everything else just comes cream on top. You have those key fundamentals because I think we often forget not everyone has those. Funnily enough, when you were saying the water thing, it reminded me of something I saw this morning on Instagram. They had a truck of fresh water coming into a village in Africa, and the kids were all chasing this truck. Fresh water. And we take this for granted. We turn on taps. It's there in an instant. I can't remember the last time I personally thought, I'm grateful for the water we drink. But it's like, Yeah, we take that such for granted.
We do, Mason. We do. This is what we're talking about, freedom. Imagine what freedom means for the kids out there.
Exactly.
You know, I a part of my prayer on the second half of my prayer, which I didn't even get to, but it sounds like it's a good segue. You know, I pray for the people and the children in war-torn countries. I pray for the sick and the injured. I pray for those that are grieving, those that are fallen away from your path, okay? Now, what that means, fallen away from your path, they feel distant, they don't feel loved, I pray for those people. Not that I feel like belittling them, that I'm better than them. It actually is from a place that I actually want the best for them. I actually really, whatever their prayers are to get, you know, comfort and strength, and I pray for that. I say, give them comfort, give them strength, give them the ways to come better, closer to you, is because I do see everyone as equal. You know, and I hopefully you can vouch for this. I'm sure you will. Like, I think one of the things that I've really worked on over my life is that everyone is equal. You know, everyone's, there's no discriminatory bone in my body, I don't think. Yeah, regards to social status, age, color, gender, whatever, everyone is equal in my eyes. And I really want to hold that true. But Mason, going back to like financial freedom, we can see from the people in Africa that are chasing the water bottles to the person that's chasing the corporate ladder. There's different versions of financial freedom, and what that means for the individual and how they're grappling with that. That's why I think we also don't measure so much on the financial numbers. The bank account is irrelevant in a way because it's a sense of feeling. It's a sense of like, well, what do you actually really want? Do you want $5 million and miserable, or do you want $5 million and happy? Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we want you 5 million and happy. Would you want 4 million and happy, or do you want 5 million and miserable? What's the difference in the million? I have, and I know you have, spent so much time in figuring out those patterns that it is more important around the feeling than it is about the number. And if you look at, there's a lot of studies in regards to this around the happiness linked to financial. And there is like a bit of a bell curve. Like there's this bell curve that happens because, you know, say the kids in Africa that are chasing the water, they get to a certain level of status. And then that certain level of status in Maslow's hierarchy of needs gets them to the level of, you know, shelter, water, the basic kind of what we would think Western kind of standards of living. However, from that point, it then starts to slow down to what Western cultures would say from just like living day to day to what we talked about before, debt-free, blah, blah. There's like this, from there to there is extreme. From there to there, it kind of bell comes off. And for those that are listening, I'm pointing my hands. I should kind of do that. But there's from the basic, I need water, to the I've got shelter, to the debt being paid off, that sort of thing. There is an increase, yes, a sharp increase. However, then beyond that point is that issue, that pivot point, Mason, that I was talking about. Even I had to acknowledge this. What's next? And if you're not working for the last 15 years, 10 years on developing your identity, developing your mindset, developing your behaviors, you get to that point and then you identify as, I'm the person that makes money, therefore that what only makes me happy is making more. Yeah?
Yes.
And that there is the issue. You know, we've gone deep into our faith now, but I'm going to kind of go a little bit like, people sometimes will say, John, how can you be such a devout Christian, but yet you're in the money game? And I get where they're coming from. I actually do. It's around, okay, do you idolize money? Do you worship money? And it's frowned upon. You do not worship money in regards to Christianity. Most Abrahamic religions will say the same, okay? But I'm not chasing the money. I'm chasing what the money kind of does. Do you, I don't know, frown upon the guy who's donating all of his money to the poor? Do you frown upon the person that's employing 20,000 people to put food on the table? And like, I think what you do with the money, Mason, is where that value lies. But I think there's a warning in the scripture is what I'm trying to get at. The warning in the scripture is, hey, if you chase the money, you won't get to the love. You won't get to the fulfillment. You won't. And I always say, like, if you take that and then take it into most Abrahamic religions, you talk in regards to like even Buddhist and Hindu and all of that. There's not this like just chase money, chase money, chase money. It's like these fundamental beliefs that chasing money is not going to make you happier. You know, so it's interesting when we have to work with people around that have just identified themselves as just, I want to make money. I'm the person who just wants to chase it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it is a long journey too. It's not overnight. Oh, okay, not chasing money. It's a learnt belief. And I think a lot of people don't actually ask themselves the question, like, why am I even working in the first place? I think a lot of people get caught up in I need to put food on the table. I need to pay for education. I need to buy the car, put fuel in the car. They get caught up in the day-to-day running of their life. All of a sudden, it's 10 years later in a career you don't like. And you're not really liking life at all. You get up, the alarm goes off, you're tired, you go to work, you come home exhausted, you turn on the TV, you do it all again. But people don't actually ask themselves the question because like, oh, that's a hard question to answer. I'm going to put it off. It's too hard. But what's harder? Ask yourself that question and working on yourself and finding out what actually lights you up and what that freedom means to you, or the 9 to 5, wake up tired, go to bed tired. What's harder? Choose your hard. It's one of my favorite sayings. Like, there's always trade-offs with every single decision you make. Choose your hard. And for me, I'd feel a lot more regret 50 years down the line if I hadn't decided what my freedom looks like. And it's like, oh, I lived someone else's idea of what freedom was like. For me, that's the ultimate regret.
Definitely. And I think, Mason, like one thing that me and you have talked about to extend onto that was, why stop working? Now, I just want to kind of think about this. It might sound strange. Like a lot of people are like, John, I want to stop working. Like I want to. And then we put a plan in place, financially get them to the position. And then they're like, no, I don't want to stop working. So what's interesting, Mason, is around, we have this ideology to stop working. Now, there is a lot of studies in regards to this. We get fulfillment. I'm trying to think about the word properly. We get more happiness moments when we're contributing back to the community. And I want you to think about this. If you feel like you're not doing anything for a wider community, the level of fulfillment in your life is usually less. Now, when you work, if you truly believe, most people output for a greater good. So financial freedom linked to stopping work, retire early. What's your view on that? Because there's a lot of studies, Mason, that are like, hey, actually, in a way, you should not stop working. Like even if you volunteer work. And I have seen that even with my close family, like my uncle that recently passed away used to volunteer down at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. What's your thoughts on that? I know you've done a bit of study in regards to this. What's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I think the word work has a negative connotation, as if it's a bad thing. Work is not a bad thing. Work is a fantastic thing. It gives a lot of people purpose, reason to get up in the morning. Finding that purpose is key. And without it, a lot of people don't have purpose. And often I talk to my clients who are a bit older who are looking to retire because they're getting in their mid-60s. What's that transition? What are you retiring from and what are you going to? It's so important. You can't just go from working to then sit on the couch. It just doesn't work. From health outcomes, everything, depression rises, all these things rise because you don't have that purpose anymore. And like you, I've seen in my family as well. My grandfather worked up to his early 80s, stopped, passed away in 12 months.
There you go.
And he said the words, I feel like I don't have a reason to live anymore.
Wow.
Huge. And he worked really hard. But that's where I think work has a negative connotation. He probably didn't see it as working really hard. He's like, I love doing it. He got up at 5. He was a farmer his whole life, 7 days a week.
Why did he stop, Mason? Was there a medical thing, or do you know?
Yeah, no. So my grandmother was unwell, so I just stopped to look after her before she passed away as well. So yeah, health.
So just to go deeper a little bit, because if you don't mind sharing, so obviously your grandmother was away. He done what you would do for the people you love. He sacrificed his purpose to take care of your grandmother. Were you young? Like, how old were you when this happened?
I would have just gone off to university.
Okay,
around this time.
Okay, so you're observing your grandfather prior to that point. Switched on, like.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely switched on. Fit as a fiddle. Yeah.
And did you see a deterioration very quickly?
Oh, nearly overnight.
Wow.
It was insanely how quick it was. And you could see his mood was lower. Everything was lower. And as a result, because his mind stopped, his body stopped.
And I start to see this, Mason, as well too, that sharpness. Yeah? It's like when you're outputting, be a farmer, financial advisor, whatever, it's just this sharpness you lose, which is one. But two, I think it's the loss of that purpose. It's like, where's my standing? If I don't have a standing in the community, if I don't have a standing in whatever, like, what is that about? Where am I? And this lostness. So you've got this both kind of hitting these people at the same time. Mason, when I was having spinal surgery, and I'm thinking, all right, got to get rid of the business, got to do this, got to do that. Like, yes, I was battling with the mental stresses, but I was also grappling with I've just spent how much of my life doing this, and now what am I going to do with myself? And yes, I was kind of thinking to myself on the flip side, yes, I'm young enough, I can kind of reinvent myself, I can do whatever, but just wow, that's so when we talk about freedom, this linking to stopping work, what's it really causing people? Shouldn't probably be endeavor to chase something that you love doing and do it forever? That's what really, Mason, your version of freedom is you love what you do. Therefore, he loves what he does. Therefore, he feels free every day. Yeah. I feel free every day because I love what I do. And we're probably advocating for financial advice as well too. But no, it is a very, you don't do financial advice because of the money. You do it because of the impact.
Absolutely. And the variety. I love the variety of it. As we said at the very start, financial freedom is different for everyone. And helping people on that journey for them, it means the job's never boring. Absolutely not. Never boring. And I love waking up and doing it and meeting with new people, because you get to meet a whole heap of different people from different sides of life and all different journeys, and everyone's got a story. You can learn something from everyone. So we get to learn so much from other people. So not only do we get to impart our wisdom on people, they impart on us too, and we become better people as well.
Very well said. Mason, I want to start wrapping things up. And what I want to just focus a little bit on is how to get to financial freedom. Okay? Mason, let's put the picture. You're at a bar, get introduced to a person, and he's like, Mason, I heard you're a financial advisor. I've got to run in about 2 minutes from now. Where do I start to become financially free? And what are 2 or 3 things I need to be mindful of on how to get there?
Oh, 2 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
It's a tough test.
Yeah.
I might start off with describe your perfect day. If you start the perfect day, and then you can roll into a perfect week, perfect month, perfect year. But also, I'd say don't chase the shiny things. And that means don't chase the shiny portfolio, the new investment, these types of things. I want your life to be interesting and your portfolio boring. This is consistency. The same things again and again and again. I want that to be really, really boring. If your portfolio's got a whole heap of different shares in it with crypto and private equity and all these different things, I don't like it. But if you show me your portfolio's got maybe 1, 2 ETFs, Love it.
Boring.
Boring. I absolutely love it. It's like consistent monthly investment. I absolutely love it because I know that's going to work.
So Mason, I've got about 30 seconds left. I'm pretending to be the guy. I've got 30 seconds left, mate. I've done that. My finances are boring. I've defined myself. What's next? What do I do next?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Just keep going. It's not going to be overnight. I think a lot of people want that instant gratification.
Yeah. So when we say keep going, I think one of the things that's very important on the keep going is on the premise that you understand you need to work on yourself. And that is an ever-evolving evolution. It's this constant that my finances can be optimized. They can be like, once they're optimized, we optimize them and keep them optimized, which is harder than most people think. They probably underestimate, like, actually boring means everything's in place, everything's maintained, everything's optimized. But the biggest growth will happen in the growth in yourself. How can I become more fulfilled? How can I be happier in more moments? How can I become more valuable to the community, which subsequently elevates my income because I'm more valuable in my output? How can I impart my knowledge onto my children? So when we say keep going, 100% right. But if I was overshadowing like Mason, and usually I do, hey Mason, I've got one thing to say, I would tell the guy exactly that. Keep going and keep working on yourself. And that is the hardest, most longest one that requires what you do at High Rocks, funnily enough, circling back, is around, working on the first PB, then trying to wind it down and become better. And I'm sure the people that are doing in the 50s, they don't just wake up and do it in 50s. That's years of preparation, years of progression to get to that level. But Mason, I think we might wrap it up there. That was a great one. If you're loving these podcasts, make sure you like and subscribe on all major channels and share them to your friends and family. But Mason, thanks for jumping on. And more importantly, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Cheers.